So let's go ahead and start. We're just going to jump straight in with the first product that has been recently released from Blustream. First up is our WMF51. Now, this is the first of two new bring your own device style solutions we've recently released. So this is a PoE powered wireless receiver hub, allowing for AirPlay, Miracast, Chromecast, Wi-Fi sharing through our app, and from one of the two new dongles that I'll show you here in a second. The unit can be paired with up to 16 dongles and can simultaneously present in a variety of multi-view layouts. That's up to 4 wireless sources to its HDMI output at any one time. From an application standpoint, this local sharing presenter is perfectly suited to huddle rooms and small conference areas where there is a need to quickly collaborate and share content from one or more users. The ease of connectivity with purely wireless technologies means that there are no cables required, and with the support of all the major wireless standards, this product is well poised to be your next go-to solution for bringing people together, whether this is in a corporate, hospitality, education, or really any other vertical where a meeting space is found. The WMF51 unit also has a USB port that's designed for use with an interactive panel for the control and sharing of any of the wirelessly connected devices without having to refer to a third-party control platform, or use the built-in web user interface for simplified control over the presentation from a touch-capable display. We've also given you the ability to annotate over the presentation in collaborative meetings, which can be saved either to the onboard memory or to a USB thumb drive for processing of this at a later time. The product features dual LAN connectivity for separated corporate and guest networks and be controlled via IP, RS-232 from the interactive panel it's connected to, or the unit can auto switch from a range of predefined layouts that you have the option to enable or disable as required. Now, similar to the WMF51 that we just saw, this is its bigger brother, the newly released WMF72, featuring the same AirPlay, Miracast, Chromecast, Wi-Fi, and app connectivity along with the dongles. As a product designed to address larger conference areas, the WMF72 simplifies connectivity between the host of a meeting and in-room peripherals, such as PTZ cameras and audio devices. Full wireless USB data can be passed between the WMF72 to the app running on a host computer from the USB 3 device ports on the rear of this unit. Simply bring in a laptop, connect via dongle, and you'll be up and running in no time while being able to connect to the cameras and audio devices to run an effective Zoom, Teams, or other call. For an on-premise PC, or those wishing to connect via hardline, there's an HDMI with USB, as well as a USB-C connection to allow for more traditional connectivity. Dual LAN is here like with the WMF51, and supports a multitude of corporate and guest network configurations to suit any number of secure access models, making it a secure and versatile device that will work with any network it's connected to. As I mentioned, this product was designed for larger conferencing spaces. There are dual HDMI outputs that will support different configurations for mirroring and multi-viewing that can accommodate various scenarios and screen configurations to suit the needs of the environment that the WMF72 is placed in. All of these features, the ease of connectivity, multiple connection and deployment configurations, all make for a formidable competitor to some of the biggest players in this space, making it a contemporary and modern solution for any meeting space. But we didn't forget about our AV roots either, and still maintain traditional features such as serial control and audio breakout. Features I know that aren't present on some of the big dogs out there, and features I know that many of you will appreciate when integrating this into your next conference room. Shown here are the different network connectivity modes that will support everything from a standalone deployment all the way to both wired and wireless infrastructures that host their own AP. And here are the 4K dongles that I was talking about. Now, these are designed to pair with the WMF range of products that can allow for plug-and-play sharing of 4K video from the host to the WMF51 or WMF72. Now, these dongles don't require any software downloads. Just plug it in and click the share button to stream the DP alt mode video from the USB-C dongle or HDMI from the HDMI version. Both products allow for USB touchback from an interactive display and have a freeze or pause function to allow for the on-screen image to be paused while the presenter can navigate to a different presentation without showing the audience this entire process. Now, with the WMF7.2 only, the custom button allows for the integrator to select from one of the following options per dongle. So you can force full screen if in the multi-view mode. You can toggle the audio, muting it on or off. You can recall a specific multi-view layout, of which there are 11 options to choose from. You can also toggle the on-screen guide of the WMF to help navigate new users on how to connect, or open up a window to view the main and sub output on the connected device via the app. The dongles also have a small bit of storage embedded, which hosts the WMF application and can easily be installed if some of the more advanced features are desired. So now we're going to move on to some of the new products that contain Dante. So first up, the DA11ARC or DA11 ARC is a simple converter that allows for 2-channel HDMI ARC audio to be taken directly from the back of a display to be injected into a Dante network system. Now we can handle HDMI CEC from the TV to allow for volume control into Dante. And with the built-in web GUI, we can assign a range to match the device to the TV's volume range. While we've seen Dante making its way into more residential applications, this device is quite at home in the commercial space as well. Not only to integrate consumer equipment into commercial workflows, but to solve some interesting scenarios as well. I manage a signage application where content is being delivered directly to the screen, something that we're seeing being done more often with the advanced media capabilities of modern displays. Using a display's ARC output, we can directly take this audio from the display and send it into a Dante network, making it a versatile piece for both residential and commercial integrators. Next up is the DA22OPT. Now this simple converter allows for connectivity of optical SPDIF in and out of a Dante network. So this has the ability to stream a 2-channel digital audio input into Dante, output 2 channels of Dante, and a unique ability to loop the optical input to the optical output while still sending the ingested signal into Dante. So this means that you can use this as an optical interrupt without the need for splitters or other pieces to extract audio and send it along to Dante. Again, both residential and commercial applications apply here, as its versatility can sometimes be overlooked. If you're using an optical audio for an interconnect in a studio environment, you can place this piece mid-span to get audio to Dante without any other additional gear. In a residential environment, if you're using a music player with optical audio, you can use this to send it to Dante while still maintaining connectivity to a local amplifier. It's so far been a popular alternative for customers of our existing DA22DIG or DA22DIG, which features more connectivity options. But sometimes you only need to deal with an optical audio signal without all the additional fluff. Now this is that piece. And lastly, for our quick refresher on our Dante on and off ramp lineup, there is the new DA22XLR, which gives you the ability to connect 2 balanced or unbalanced audio inputs from an XLR connection. Now, this can be a line-in or a microphone, and the ability to enable 48-volt phantom power and sensitivity control options can be done via a third-party control platform, and is achieved here with the integration of DEP, or the Dante Embedded Platform, making this a great piece for placement in hospitality environments where versatility of connection options are not only needed, but management from remote control systems is integral as well. Also note that the previous 3 solutions are all powered via PoE and also features independent power connections where a PoE network may not be available. A nice addition that we know a lot of integrators will appreciate. Now this next product has caused quite a stir, and to be fair, our UK and European Blustream divisions have been struggling to keep up with the demand for this new box. We could easily spend quite a bit of time on this unique product, But since we have a lot to cover, I'll just give you the highlights. This is the SW42DA, and it's a 4x1 HDMI 2.0 switcher featuring simultaneous video outputs. Now, output 1 is a native bypass of the source video and audio without any processing of the signal from the source device. However, the second output, while mirroring the first, gives the integrator the ability to downscale video from 4K to 1080p, or downmix the audio to 2-channel from a Dolby Atmos, DTS HD Master, or DTS:X audio track as required. The key takeaway here is that we can preserve a full 4K multi-channel audio output while simultaneously serving up a 1080p 2-channel downmix version for use in distributing to lesser capable displays in an environment. The real magic here is what we do with the audio processing and breakout capabilities in the box. We can demux an output up to 8 channels of a multi-channel audio source. So those are things like front left, front right, center, LFE, etc., as well as provide a downmixed 2-channel audio format at the same time. What we're essentially getting is something akin to an AV processor with individual pre-outs that can be directly connected to an amplifier of choice. Again, this is not something wholly unheard of, as many AV receivers already do this today, but we take this one step further and then take these individual channels and feed them directly into Dante. So that's up to 8 individual channels of audio along with a downmixed 2-channel track that can then be fed via Dante to any number of locations and for different purposes. Now, generally speaking, we do get some queries as to why we might do this, and for those of you who have any experience in the marine and yacht space may already see the power in such a product. Indeed, this was designed for this vertical in mind, a vertical where Dante is decidedly the transport technology of choice due to its low latency and distribution capabilities over IP networks. However, there are certainly other scenarios where having access to not only individual audio channels from consumer devices, but a downmixed track as well could be useful, such as in studios and post-processing houses where downmixed audio from a consumer source is needed for distribution in multi-platform broadcasting scenarios, or for some flexibility in monitoring options. In live event and venues where audio is sourced again from a consumer platform and is then needed for wireless assist systems or PA and background audio zones. And even in corporate environments where traditional consumer sources could be required to connect to a Dante network where primarily stereo configurations are deployed. You can see the theme here in the usage of consumer sources, as really that's primarily where you'll find Dolby Atmos or DTS:X encoded content. And the SW42DA is the perfect bridge to give you commercial audio distribution bliss, right? Not to mention that competitive processing solutions that can do this kind of decoding and downmixing can easily cost a multitude of orders higher than our SW42DA. It's definitely something to keep an eye on. Moving on now to USB 3.2 Gen 1 or 5 gigabit per second USB using the new HD-Base-T VS6000 chipset technology that was released late last year. The following products all utilize this technology to deliver USB 3.2 Gen 1 data over a single Cat6a cable at distances of 100 meters or 330 feet. Now, what do we need this for, you might ask? Well, the primary need for this has plagued the UC and conference space for some time, and that's the requirement to get PTZ cameras, specifically high bandwidth 4K cameras and other USB peripherals, to traverse the large distances that are typically found in conference and meeting rooms that go beyond the limited range of standard copper-based cables. So not only this, but while there are AOC or active optical cable and other solutions out there that can cover these distances, none hold the ease and convenience of transporting signals over reliable, easy to manage, and readily available category cabling. This has always been the promise and delivery for HD-Base-T technology. There are, of course, other arenas that require high bandwidth USB extension and can range from broadcast to military and defense operations. I mean, take broadcast and media production houses, for example, where cameras, external SSD, and production control surfaces are often placed far from workstations, or in industrial automation and control, where PLCs and machine vision cameras are needed over long distance and are used for QC. In the education market, where document cameras, interactive smartboards, and VR, AR headsets are used for remote learning in classrooms, and even in the gaming and esports space, where high-performance peripherals are needed and require low-latency, long-range USB capabilities. All right? I urge you to look beyond the corporate applications if you aren't already doing so. Now, this first product here is the UEX3C kit, and as the name implies, this is a kit with both a host and a device side. Now, this nomenclature and extenders that we're using, device and host side, are more descriptive than the traditional transmitter and receiver terminology, as it's more accurately describing what's connected at each end, and hopefully making it easier to understand, install, and place. So, the UEX3C kit excels at point-to-point extension and is a nice complete package for accomplishing this. Using the latest HDBaseT tech, you can get a camera connected and operating at 100 meters or 330 feet with even the ability to loop in up to a 100-watt USB-C charging source at the host side that would normally eat up another USB-C port on your laptop or computer. It's an added convenience that goes a long way, especially considering that we find that some newer devices out there only have a single USB-C port to use, and that's going to be consumed when using this extender. So, charge and connect, the options there. The device end features a USB-C and a USB-A connection for any of the types of devices I just mentioned at the far side of that link, but please note, this is not a DP alt mode video extender. So it's not going to be able to take video from a laptop or a tablet such as a MacBook and send it to a display. So bidirectional power over cable is here to power either the host or the device end of the system, and you can provide up to 2 amps of current for the connected peripherals. Next up in the same family are 3 new host side extenders that are each presented in different enclosure formats that let you decide what's best for your installation. There's a US dual gang wall plate, a UK or EU dual gang wall plate, and lastly, a traditional box style enclosure. Each has a place and allows you to choose the right setup for the job. The box chassis, for example, can easily be hidden away or attached to the underside of a desk, or the wall plate can be mounted on a wall or a table for a finished and professional looking installation that provides accessibility and convenience. The big difference between these host devices and the previous kit that we saw are the dual auto switching host connections, a Type-C with the same PD power loop-in, and a USB Type-B. Now this makes it a great pairing in environments that may have more than one user that needs to connect to your USB peripherals, such as in a conference room. Switching is automatic or manually operated and can be managed externally via a control system as well. And then add to this a few local USB inputs on the host side, and you can accommodate connections to devices at both ends. This means things like local audio capture equipment can be attached right at the host, and remote devices like cameras are going to be at the far end. And that means that these 3 products are for the device end. With both USB-C and USB-A connectivity ports, the same permutations for box and wall plates are available. Again, leading to complete customization based on an installation's needs or requirements. If you need a wall plate next to a display for a flush installation, or need to hide the box chassis at an enclosure or attached to a display, the options are here. The main aspect of selling these 3 host side and 3 device side solutions as individual components is so that you can mix and match seamlessly either end to the exacting needs of a project. And coupled with the latest innovations in HD-based technology, you can produce an outcome that works the absolute best for your USB extension needs. Changing gears here a bit, I'd like to introduce our new range of power distribution solutions that extend Blustream's already expansive array of products into a new category. The PWR 4IEC is a 4-outlet mains PDU for connectivity, control, and management of up to 4 pieces of equipment. Now, this product features 24-hour, 7-day scheduling, overload surge protection, energy, current, and power meters, which are all independently resettable, relay control for all outputs and a master input, powering on sequencing with independent delay configuration, dual LAN connectivity for redundancy, secure remote access with email alerts, and a whole host of network communication protocols for monitoring and control. And this, the PWR8 IEC, has just been released. Extremely similar to the 4-way version that we just saw with all of the same features, this also includes dual RJ45 sensor connections for deeper implementation into building management systems for even greater control options. Of course, this version has 8 ports versus 4. And lastly in this range, the newly launched PWR8 VDC is the low voltage 8-way DC power PDU in the line. Perfect for those racks that are always packed with transformers or power strips that generally can't be controlled or monitored. This product gives us 5 volt, 9 volt, 12 volt, 18 volt, or 24 volt independent outlets. Now, the ability to tune the individual outputs 1 voltage to either sides of these settings, so for example, we can do 19 volts as opposed to 18 if needed, it gives us a unique ability to help us fine-tune the power and do things like negate voltage loss over a large distance of cable. Additionally, there are 8 5-volt USB switching outlets, with 4 of them being at 0.5 or half an amp, and the other 4 at 1 amp, which is a perfect addition for those instances where we're needing to power USB devices directly in the rack. The addition of these PDU products to the Blustream family pushes us into new territory, and to help you, as integrators and dealers, add a layer of security, confidence, and peace of mind to any job, knowing that your devices are not only protected from power issues, but with such a robust set of monitoring and control tools, this will help reduce issues faced every day, can keep you from engaging in costly truck rolls by being able to remotely diagnose and reset your systems. And speaking about new categories, let's move on to talk about another net new category for Blustream, and that is a purely audio matrixing and mixing category with the DMP168. Now, this matrix features 8 stereo or dual mono, analog RCA, 4 coaxial digital, and 4 optical toslink digital inputs that can be routed in a matrix style configuration to 8 dual analog RCA outputs. So these outputs can also be bound together for creating LFE channels to drive subwoofers, and will essentially allow you to create multiple 2.1 channel zones. So not only this, but each of the 2 output pairs can also be split to create independently controllable mono outputs, with the ability to then mix stereo inputs to a mono output, or take 2 independent mono outputs that can then be combined to create a stereo output. Now, volume, bass, and treble controls are accompanied by a 4-band parametric EQ, and high and low shelf passes and filters are also here. These will of course help you fine-tune the output to pair then with any amplifier to get the most out of your audio. The 8 bus inputs will allow for the mixing of sources that also have an audio ducking circuit built in for scenarios like mic focus during a live event, or when using this in a residential setting and you have a need for a particular audio input to have priority, such as for a voice assistant like Alexa. DSP features also include gain and lip sync adjustments for greater control and balancing of the audio from various sources, and help alleviate issues when video routing is independently distributed. 48 kilohertz sampling rate and digital and analog conversions up to 192 kilohertz help deliver superb audio quality. And lastly, there are trigger inputs that can be used with things like doorbell that can recall presets or ducking settings, or even mute channels or the entire system itself. Audio matrices are deployed and used in most any vertical that you can think of, from residential to broadcast, houses of worship to corporate AV, and education to retail and hospitality. All in all, this is a great first audio matrix product that helps us expand our audio presence in the market, and it's a perfect companion to the already well-known and established video solutions that most people know Blustream for. Keeping with the audio trend here are two new small form factor and highly efficient 2-channel amplifiers. Entering the amplification market a few years ago with a slew of Dante capable amps, we've grown that range with the addition of two new non-Dante 2-channel amplifiers. So first up is the MPA-20 ARC or MPA-20 ARC, and features I2D class amplification technology. So I2D class is a proprietary technology that Blustream has partnered with and delivers incredible signal processing characteristics and power that are normally found in huge amplifiers, some costing as much as a car. Right? Blustream's I2D class power amplifiers deliver heavy bass and clear transients from a tiny package with class-defining low noise, all while running within standard PoE limits. This is made possible by combining ultra efficiency and intelligent energy management to deliver hundreds of instant watts for many milliseconds, reproducing serious bass without overloading the PoE budget. So these new amplifiers really do pack a punch for their 2x10 watt output rating. This unit features a switchable HDMI 2-channel ARC or balanced or unbalanced analog audio inputs. There's a loop out that allows for up to 4 units to then be daisy chained together with master and slave control implementation for managing all the units, giving single command control in larger environments where more than a single set of speakers need to be integrated. Many of the processing capabilities of our MPA products are here, such as the 31-band EQ and lip sync correction that will help ensure optimal pairing with video when using this product. The ARC features really open up some unique applications, and where most will gravitate to residential apps, this trend of removing traditional audio outputs in lieu of ARC in the latest displays cannot be overstated, and this product gives us the power to harness ARC even in commercial scenarios. For example, we can break out and amplify audio in certain digital signage applications where direct-to-display delivery of content gives us no other options for sound reinforcement. And next to that, the second product in this line is the MPA-20 ANA. And it also uses the same I2D class technology, but houses only an analog input. Where the HDMI ARC can be used as an input on the previous version, this analog-only version pairs well with the ARC product we just saw in instances where we need additional amplification. Right? By daisy chaining this piece as a slave for additional speakers, our control capabilities will effectively give us a single point of contact for control that's convenient and efficient for all of the amplifiers in that signal path. So whether you're doing sound reinforcement in a corporate setting, managing backroom PA music in a bar, a restaurant, providing audio in a hotel room, or even in a small classroom, these new amplifiers are ready to deliver professional, high-grade audio that exemplifies the value that Blustream attempts to bring you, our partners, every day. So the last up in our recent product releases here is the new MX44 AV-A. Now, this is an evolution of our end-of-life MX44 VW and is a combo product that functions as a seamless switching 4x4 HDMI 2.0 matrix, a multi-viewer, or an architectural video wall processor. The multi-view capabilities allow for different sources to be displayed across the individual outputs of the matrix in a bunch of differing configurations. When in video wall mode, the output possibilities are almost endless for the layout of architectural arrays, including 2x2, 1x4, or 4x1 in a standard 16x9 aspect. And the ability to rotate the displays gives us 2x1, 3x1, and even 4x1 options in portrait mode. Now, the incredible 1-degree rotation capabilities per screen open up a world of possibilities in regard to the sheer level of creativity that can be realized with this product for creating video walls. This feature alone has all the hallmarks of much more expensive video wall processors and has the ability to enhance the impact of signage and messaging by allowing for the creation of one-of-a-kind arrays that will capture the attention of every onlooker, driving traffic and increasing dwell times. Install this in a corporate lobby using differing display sizes and arrangements to produce a unique reception and welcome for your guests. The possibilities here really are endless. You can build a traditional video wall in a sports bar with a 2x2 arrangement, and as we have multiple operating modes, switch this to a seamless switching matrix at a given time to go from a single shared video across all screens in video wall mode to then an individual display for viewing 4 different sporting events at the same time. It really is very similar to deploying a video wall with any of our AV over IP solutions, but in a single powerful package that can be integrated as a standalone solution. So let's go ahead and take a look at that here with the different types of layouts that you can create with this product. And then of course, got a short video there showing it actually in action using 4 different displays, 2 at 90 degrees, and then 2 in a standard horizontal layout. You can see the seamless video that expands over those screens, and they're actually layered one on top of each other. Definitely a very unique kind of application. Okay, we're going to close this out with a few more products we showed at ISE that are due to come to the market very soon. It's a sneak peek, if you will. And first up is our DA1414, the new 14x14 audio matrix that features 8 channels of Dante, 4 channels of analog, and 2 channels of USB audio, both on the input and the output stages. The primary goal of this product was to give you the ability to route 8 channels of Dante audio via a third-party control platform without the need to use Dante Controller or Domain Manager. Now, as an audio matrix, we can control what's fed into the 8 Dante output channels, and therefore you can statically set up your Dante outputs and then let this product change what sources are routed to them. Pair this with your go-to control platform for truly integrated Dante scenarios. And because of the slew of differing input and output audio connection standards, we're serving the function of a number of different Dante on and off ramping products, all in one tiny package. Encode analog or USB audio to Dante, or decode Dante channels to analog or to USB audio. The options are all here. There's an integrated parametric equalizer, and don't forget about the standard serial or IP control via the primary or secondary Dante connections. This gives us the traditional control interfaces that we often don't see in the Dante world. The flexibility of this unit has caused quite a bit of stir at the show. Now, we're hoping to open new avenues in Dante with this product, whether you're working in a production studio, managing a live event, handling corporate AV, or deploying Dante in an education setting. The possibilities for this product's applications are many. So we hope this will be with us in stock in the coming weeks. And then speaking of Dante, we've been working hard to incorporate the new Dante AV-A platform. So that's AV-A, if you're familiar with Dante AV Ultra or AV-H. AV-A specific relates to the IC that we're using with this product. Now this is going to be incorporated into our IP300 UHD and IP350 UHD products for seamless sharing of video and embedded audio from Dante Controller or Domain Manager. So there's going to be a small hardware change to the current 300 and 350 models for this new edition, but it'll be completely interoperable with existing hardware when the routing of Dante AV-A video isn't required. And rest assured that the price point will remain the same, with the integrator licensing done for the endpoints, and it's going to be through Audinate directly. So this serves as our entry into the vaunted world of Dante video, and we're excited to offer this solution very, very soon. And lastly, and probably the most hotly anticipated product we demonstrated at ISE this year, is our new ACM1000. The ACM1000 provides additional features on top of our current control module for our AV over IP platform, the ACM210. Now this new module adds to the existing offerings of the 210 and adds the following new features, right? So we can group receivers to make switching of banks of receivers from a single API command. We have preset capabilities to, again, switch predefined I/O structures from a single API command, instantaneous switching of concurrent outputs, multi-threading capabilities for direct conversion of an IP command to IR, RS-232, or CEC that can be then sent out of any endpoint in the system for direct source and display control. That's a very powerful feature that allows us to expand what the ACM1000 can do. There are macro capabilities with redundant switching, delay, and other programming features. Independent serial control as well as serial pass-through that can go to any TX or RX position, and then scheduling capabilities for automated switching. There is a lot to be had with this new controller, so definitely stay tuned as we bridge the gap between video and source and display management that truly makes our AV over IP products an all-in-one solution for managing an AV deployment. And that wraps things up here and brings us to the end. So to find out more information about any current Blustream AV distribution products, please refer to our website. Now, each technology has its own relevant categories inside the product menu at the top of the homepage. Alternatively, please speak to your Blustream authorized distribution partner, who I'm sure will be able to offer guidance and point you in the right direction. Now, for those products coming soon, do follow us on social media channels for the most up-to-date information on new product releases. Another thing important to note is you can download our new 2025 solutions brochure from the homepage of the Blustream website or email the tech team in your territory directly.